Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, once again to another installment of 24's podcast. I am your host, 24. This is my podcast, 24's podcast, the best video gaming and sports podcast on the entire internet. Pause the music. Okay, I screwed up again. It's my mistake. It's my bad. It's my fault. I didn't even know this was an event. I didn't even know this was happening. Apparently, Google Stadia had an event that I was not aware of until late last night. And on top of that, what was it? Today's Wednesday. So I don't know what I did today. Oh, yeah. I took a day off. I took a break. So I was like, okay, let me push back Wednesday's video or Tuesday's video to a later date because a lot of complications, a lot of things has been going on, right? So I haven't been necessarily frequently uploading to both the podcast and to my YouTube channel. Don't worry about it. I've got it solved. A lot of stuff happened this week. Don't worry. Behind the scenes. Okay? Unpause my music. Unpause it. All right. So I have this podcast going up today, Stadia Connect. Technically, it's going to be Thursday, but today it's a long story, okay? I'm going to cover all of what's going on in the Stadia Connect right here. And on top of that, no, that's it. That's just, I'm just going to cover the Stadia event. Ladies and gentlemen, all of that and much, much more right here on 24's podcast. You want to know what bothers me about Google Stadia? A couple of months ago, in fact, 7 months ago in January, I talked about it. I was like, you know what, this thing is a gimmick. It's not selling very well. People aren't interested in it. And a bunch of Google Stadia fanboys, they came out and they attacked me. They said, 24, you're wrong. 24, you're wrong. 24, you're wrong. And I was so sure I was right that I had almost made a video in response to the negativity that I got in my comment section talking about Google Stadia. I was going to make a 12-minute video addressing comments in a 2-minute video. It was going to be ridiculous. I was like, this is ridiculous. I deleted the video, didn't even upload it. A couple of months after that, I said, it's confirmed. Once again, I was right. I forgot what happened a couple of months later after January, but it was something big, or in Stadia's case, small, because that's all they do is small things and small moves, and it's not a very big gaming console or gaming platform. And here we are, July 14th, 2020. Technically, this was yesterday, but today I'm recording this on Wednesday. It's going to be released on Thursday. Don't worry about it. But as I look and I see once again, I'm like, and I look at the Stadia Connect, I have to ask the question, what are you going to address? What is Google going to address? Is it going to be the lack of video games that they have? Is it going to be that Stadia Pro doesn't have necessarily a lot of the games that were released this year, except for, I think, Doom Eternal, and that's kind of it. And then on top of that, how are you going to address the library of games that you have within your console? I think that Google Stadia, and I looked at their list of games, and I was like, they got some great games, no doubt about that. They got Doom Eternal, they got Red Dead Redemption 2, they got, I think, the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, and like a couple more games that you can get on Stadia Pro. But that's about it. Why would I want to buy this console, the $100 or however X amount of money I would pay for it, plus a monthly subscription, if I have a PC or a console or a TV? Like, I don't get it. But let's see if they explain it to me in a way that I can. All right. Let's start it off. Let's see what they have to say. Perfect. It's fantastic how I literally led into a lot of what they're about to cover. So this is all of the games that you can get for free on Google Stadia. Let me ask you, are you interested in any of these games? Because technically, I could download this app on Active Stadia Pro subscription required. It's at the bottom of the screen. I don't think you can see it. I think what happens is that you either have to get like a Stadia Pro subscription I think, oh, no. These are the free games that you get for being subscribed to Google Stadia Pro. So, excuse me, you don't even get these games if you sign up for the damn thing. You have to become a Stadia Pro subscription or have it, and then you get these games for free. Okay, again, how many of these games would you want? I would want probably PUBG, and that's it. I'm not a huge fan of The Elder Scrolls or Destiny 2, and I'm a gigantic Power Rangers fan, and even I wouldn't want to play Battle for the Grid. How many games would you want to play? 1 or 2? Maybe 3? For me, it's like 1 or 2. And I get all of these games for free for $9, $9.99 a month. Why would why would I want any of these games? I didn't even know most of these games existed, to be honest with you. But this is the selling point. This is the start. Let's continue forward.
Come on, baby, let's go, go, go.
I also know, like, this is something really, really nitpicky. Who else finds their advertisements like the most obnoxious thing ever? Like, I don't know what song they're playing, but it's like the most obnoxious thing ever. And then they had the guy in the longboat or the canoe, and I was like, man, whoever's in charge of their marketing department, just like, no, stop it, get rid of them. Hire me, Hire 24, best video gaming and sports podcast on the entire internet. Hire me. I can give you better marketing tips for how to market your console to video games, to video gamers, but to be honest with you, it's probably done. This is probably DOA, dead on arrival. I don't see, it's almost a year since this console has been released, and I don't care about this console. Did you notice that one of their, like, one of the things that, oh my god, look, when you, like, actually watch the advertisements, you can tell whoever made this doesn't have any idea what they're talking about, right? So they have just a bunch of their games, and they have, like, a bunch of, like, cliff notes or, like, words to attribute to their games, right? So for this game, this is more, this is making, this is sharing, right? Playing, right? Because we don't play video games. And then they go to Monster Boy, right? And they say, more flying pigs, right? Because that's what we want in video games. That's what's going to get gamers to Google Stadia. More flying pigs. Not games, flying pigs. All right.
Hi, I'm Megan, and I lead Stadia's user experience research team. Welcome to today's Stadia Connect. You just saw some of the incredible games you can start playing right now with Stadia Pro. Today, we'll show you even more games coming to Stadia and give you a close look at some new games arriving later this year from Stadia Games and Entertainment. But let's start with those Stadia Pro games you just saw. You can play all of them today for free with your Stadia Pro subscription without having to buy expensive hardware. We're adding new games to Stadia Pro.
I would rather buy expensive hardware and then purchase games for $60, $70 now on the PS5 and the Xbox One. More into that at a later date, but I would rather pay for great hardware and have like an established price for a game and not have to pay for a subscription than have to play on like this, then have to play on a tablet or on a phone or on a TV or on a computer with a subscription-based model and not have like a dedicated console or a PC for it. It's just my opinion about that, but you know, especially when it's like all of those consoles and all those platforms that I just mentioned have like something similar to Google Stadia already. Again, it's like Sony has PS Now, and you can play, I think, PlayStation games on your phone or tablet. I think Xbox has a similar thing that you can do as well. And the Nintendo Switch, they have, like, obviously their console. You can put it in a tablet mode. You can put it in a handheld device mode. You can dock it to your TV. Like, pretty much a lot of these companies, they already have Google Stadia in some way, shape, or form in their consoles without necessarily going full, like, streaming service, streaming platform, whatever you want to call it. The only like platform that doesn't have Google Stadia or something similar to it is PC, kind of, where you stream games, I guess. But, like, even then, it's like, that's kind of up to debate because like you can download games for cheap, and it's like, would you rather pay like a couple of bucks for a game, or would you rather have to pay $9.99 for it? It's like, especially on Steam and on the new Epic Store, it's like, I don't know. But we'll see.
Every month. And players who have claimed Games with Pro since launch have scored more than 24 free games. If you haven't signed up yet, you can try Stadia Pro for free by heading to stadia.com to start playing all of these games instantly, today. We say instantly a lot here at Stadia. Making your games quicker and easier to play is behind everything we do. Now, your games are getting even more instant with Click to Play.
Woo-hoo! What?
Let's go, baby.
Here's how it works. You're a Stadia Pro.
Wait, whoa. Are these actual, like, is this the actual Google Stadia? It doesn't look like it. Oh, yes, it is. It is. It's a different control scheme. So this is probably, I think this is probably paid, like a paid advertisement, right? Like, you can tell that by these controls, right? R2 plus R3. At first, I was like, oh, this is PS4, right? But then it's like Y, A, B. It's Stadia. But this looks like a sponsored stream, if I'm honest with you. These are like streamers and YouTubers and stuff like that. Oh yeah, and he's playing on a tablet too. I don't know if you can see that, but he's playing on a tablet. But this looks like a sponsored stream. I know that like this is a sponsored stream and they have the right to use this in their marketing, but it's like it's not necessarily the best thing to do to have people who you pay to advertise your game like show off like, hey, this is Ali A, and I don't know who this guy is. I feel like I should, but I don't. But we're gonna have Ali A and all these other people come out and like scream and shout and play our games and play games that you can play literally everywhere else. And we're gonna put that in our marketing. I don't know. You would want it to be more organic than like paid, I guess. Where's my mouse?
What?
Let's go, baby.
Here's how it works. You're a Stadia Pro subscriber, you're watching your favorite YouTube creator play PUBG, and you feel like starting your own game with some friends. Just click the link they've shared in the description, and you're playing.
Oh, he was from Smosh. It was one of the guys was from Smosh. I'm like, doesn't he look like that guy from Smosh? I thought he does like funny videos or whatever.
Favorite.
Yeah, he's from Smosh.
YouTube creator play PUBG, and you feel like starting your own game with some friends. Just click the link they've shared in the description, and you're playing PUBG instantly on Stadia.
Like, that's actually kind of cool. I'll give them their props. Like, I'm not an asshole. I'll just like, I don't necessarily like, this isn't gimmicky. This part, what they're doing with, you know, the click and play, that's not necessarily a gimmick. It's something that Sony isn't doing. It's something that Microsoft isn't doing. It's something that Nintendo isn't doing. Because I don't think they can do it. But props to Stadia. You know, that's a pretty good addition to the capability of the console. And it's like more stuff like this, I feel like should have been included, I think, at the start of the console's lifespan. And I think that like more stuff like this would have helped a lot more than technically what they've done in the last couple of years, I would say. But you know, I like it. I like what they just showed off. In the sense of it's something new and original.
It's that easy. You click, you play. No waiting, no game download or update. The game just starts in seconds. It works with any game you claim with Pro or buy on the store. You can use click to play links on any Stadia supported device to buy on the store.
Okay. I thought that this was like an error message. My bad.
Use click to play links on any Stadia supported device. It really is that easy. You click, you play. Now let's talk games.
Now, my only question with that, and it's cool that they would do that, but now here comes the asshole part of me once again. My only question is, it's like, do people honestly do that? And then it's like, on top of that, you have to ask the question, right? So, PUBG, Elder Scrolls, like, those aren't necessarily, like, the most popular games, right? And they're in their free-to-play library. So if you're subscribed to Stadia, you click on, you know, the links and stuff like that, and it would take you to the game, and it would automatically open up the game. Like, the only reason, the reason why that's cool, and then that's, like, it's kind of a weird thing to add on to your console at the same time, is that, A, it's cool that you can press like a link and go to the game and start it up and boot it up. That's cool. But then it's like, not how, but like the games that you have aren't very popular, and most people don't play PUBG anymore, and they don't play Elder Scrolls anymore. But then on top of that, it's like, could you do something similar with a new game, for example, right? So let's say Cyberpunk comes out, and I'll talk about Cyberpunk later on. But let's say Cyberpunk comes out, and people are like, "Oh, this game looks awesome." You press the click to play link, but instead of, because it's obviously not a free game on Stadia, you would have to pay for it, but you would pay for it and then you would enter the game. Like, I kind of wonder, it's like, if they would implement that system instead of just like free to play games, because I think that would also be kind of cool as well if you provided these links for people. But then it's like, but hold on a minute, it's like, are people and streamers and YouTubers, are they partnered up with Google Stadia? So let's say if you have Ollie go in and he does like a YouTube video or whatever on Cyberpunk 2077, and he's sponsored by Stadia, does he have the click to play link, or will he, like, I'm wondering how this stuff will work when it comes to like in practice. It's good that they have this in or on the console, but in practice it's like, why exactly will people play certain games? Like, why will people play PUBG and Elder Scrolls and things of that nature? And then when it comes to the new games, how will people know to like use the click to play link if it's not on like the most popular streamers, YouTubers, etc., if it's not on their channel? In my opinion. I may not have done a good job of explaining that, but it's I guess the TLDR is that you shouldn't necessarily go for like the games that nobody's playing. You should go for the best games that people want to play, and then on top of that, how do you get your link out there for people to play the best games? That's my question. We'll see if she answers it.
They know that we'll be playing some awesome games on Stadia soon, like Marvel's Avengers,
Yep.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
Boo.
and Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes, sir.
You can play Cyberpunk the second it launches on Stadia.
I heard that Cyberpunk was not available day one for Stadia like months ago, but apparently that's not the case anymore. Thank God for Stadia users. But again, using the Cyberpunk 2077 example, do you sponsor streamers and YouTubers and content creators with your click to play link, and they get to they click the link, right? On their phone, tablet, computer, it opens up Cyberpunk 2077, but you have to pay for it first. But when you pay for it, boom, you're in the game, and you get to watch these streamers and YouTubers and content and whatever play their game, and then you get to decide whether or not you want to get the game based upon, the subscription, not the subscription, but the content creator. I don't know. We'll see the actual practice of the click to play link and whether or not it's something that people want to explore and use later on in the future.
If you want to play your games on your TV, Stadia Premier Edition makes that possible with the included Stadia controller and Chromecast Ultra. And it's now just $99.99. Now I'm excited to share some of the new games from devs big and small.
Let me ask you a question. Another question, right? So Stadia costs $100 on your TV, which I'm guessing a lot of people would want to have on their TV, on top of, playing it on computer, tablet, phone, right? So it costs $100 to play it on to get the console, right? My question would be, like, what would stop me from going into like a GameStop and buying used games, right? Like, let's say I have a console and I would want to have like a large library of games, whether it's an Xbox One or a PS4 or a Nintendo Switch. Like, why wouldn't I buy used games? What's the preference of buying Stadia games or buying and paying for the streaming service over getting used copies of games? I know that's like an old school way of thinking, but that's kind of where my mind takes me when it comes to like hard discs or not hard discs, but like games on a disc over games downloaded. And then obviously with streaming and Stadia, it's like it's like the hard disk versus the digital copy, or the hard copy versus the digital copy now versus the streaming service. It's like, which one is the most effective? Which one is the player preference, I guess. We'll see.
That you can buy and play soon on Stadia. A lot of the games you'll be playing this year come from our friends at 2K. In addition to Mafia 2 and 3 Remastered and Borderlands 3, you'll be able to play incredible sports games with your friends, like PGA Tour 2K21, WWE Battlegrounds, and NBA 2K21 this year. We built Stadia to make playing games with friends easier than it's ever been. Grab a partner and a couple of controllers, or meet your friends online. It's time for some truly explosive multiplayer in Super Bomberman R Online.
Question. First, how much money does the controller cost? Does it cost like $40, $50? Then my second question is, I probably could look all this stuff up, to be honest with you right now. Hold on, let me look up how much the controller costs. But while I'm looking up how much the controller costs, my second question would be, like, not even question, but it's like, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a good thing that you have a bunch of games from 2K on your new console, especially when it's like my next question would be, does Stadia get a increase in price with 2K21? Because I don't think it should, because it's 2K21, not a very good game. And I haven't even played it or looked at any of the gameplay for it, and I know it's not going to be a very good game.
That popular series is coming to Stadia. Super Bomberman R Online. Battle 64 mode. Blast your way to the top. Battle with up to 64 players simultaneously from around the world. Blast away your rivals in multiple areas in this online survival battle. Fight your way to the end and be the last one standing. Blast them up. Outlast them. Be Bomber 1. Take advantage of crowd play. Seamlessly play with your favorite streamer. Join the streamer's game by accessing the link on the screen. Suit up your character. Pick out an outfit of your choice and head into battle with style. You can even customize your bomb. And each style comes with their own unique blasts. There are blasts that glitter, and even tasty-looking ones, too. Suit up your bomber and get ready to have a blast. Super Bomberman R Online. Coming to Stadia this autumn.
So, again, right, when we're talking about streamers and influencers and stuff like that and getting into their games, it's like, how many people are honestly going to play Stadia when it's not a sponsored event? Like, I think looking at what happened with Mixer and Shroud and Ninja is a really, really good example of, like, you can't necessarily pay for an audience. You know, you can't necessarily go in, purchase and, like shell out millions of dollars to streamers to stream on your platform. By the way, Shroud and Ninja deserved everything that they got when it came to their contracts. They're hardworking. I like them both. They're great content creators, right? But you can't necessarily pay for content creators to come to your platform and come to your like game or whatever, and then expect them long term to play their game, or more specifically, players to play your game long term when you just pay for people. It's like paying for viewership. You know, it's like nobody's gonna watch your videos, every single day, not even every single day, but constantly if you have paid viewers. Like, you're gonna continuously have to pay your viewers, and it's fake, it's phony. It's like, do streamers actually want to play on Stadia, or is it just a sponsored event and they're forced to because they got contracts and they got, I don't know how much money. I wish I got some of their money. I wish I got paid to do this, but I didn't. But I don't. Even though I'm the best video gaming and sports podcast on the entire internet, it doesn't matter.
And now for a very different take on multiplayer.
That's awesome. Dead by Daylight. I was like, what's this game called again? Then I was like, oh yeah, it's Dead by Daylight. This stuff where you're going in and it looks like it. This kind of looks, and I hate to say this, but it kind of is starting to look like Stadia is starting to become more of like a streamer influencer type of console instead of something that like is universal for gamers. Like, it's not like you can necessarily, like, it seems like this is for internet culture and stuff like that, and for streamers and influencers and stuff like that, because it's like this stuff right here, like crowd choice, and you know, the crowd picks out whether or not you're going to be the survivor or the killer. And I was wondering what this game was called, and then yeah, I mean, this is YouTube live, right? Like, you have, you know, the YouTube symbol, the you know, the subscribe button, you have the freaking, like, the chat, right? And then it's like, I was like, I haven't played Dead by Daylight ever, but I've seen, like, streams, I've seen tons of videos on it. I love this game, or at least how it looks. And I was like, what is this game called? Because there's the Demogorgon from Stranger Things, and then they have a bunch of different, like, characters, and they have, I think that's, I don't know what that is, but they have the guy from Scream. Like, this looks awesome. But again, it says, like, and play with your favorite streamers, but again, it's like, will streamers actually pick it up and play it? And again, it's like, notice how the marketing has changed from, you can play this console online, or not online, but you can, like, it's a library of streaming games, right? It goes from a streaming service, or pretty much a gaming streaming service, to now it's you can play with your favorite streamers, and you can, like, decide what they do, and you can go into the games, and you can click to play, and all of this other stuff. It's like that now, instead of it being like, hey, we're gonna have an all gaming, all streaming platform. Like, notice how it's changed from almost a year ago to what it is today, and I think it's because they've tried to, like, make a push to get a lot of people onto this console. As I unmute the thing. Actually, let's mute it. Let's just fast forward through it. And then let's go to the next game. Dead by Daylight, September 2020. No actual date. No specific date. It just says September 2020. It's like, it's 2 months away. You would think that they would have, like, a more concrete date, but all right. Elder Scrolls, 1000%. Don't even need to see it. I know this is Elder Scrolls. Looks like Skyrim. It's Elder Scrolls. As somebody who is a gigantic fan of Skyrim and of, like, the Elder Scrolls series, it kind of sucks that it's been almost like a decade since they've released a Skyrim, an Elder Scrolls game. I don't count online. I'm not going to count it. Don't count it. Not going to. It sucks that they haven't made, like, another Skyrim game, or not Skyrim, but Elder Scrolls game. And to be honest with you, it makes me, like, want to go back and play Skyrim once again. But then I was like, I don't want to have to deal with that game. I love that game, but, like, I've played the beginning like 3 times in a row, and I've put in, like, hundreds of hours into Skyrim, like, over a decade ago. Maybe not over a decade ago, but it was pretty close to, like, a decade ago that I played that game. But it's just, I don't want to have to play that game from start again, especially when they patched a lot of the glitches that you can do in the game to, like, cheat. Maybe not cheat is the best way to, but to, like, do specific stuff, but I mean, it's an advertisement for Elder Scrolls Online. Like, I don't know what else to say besides it's an advertisement. But I just have to ask the question, like, wasn't this game already on Stadia? And then on top of that, like, another question to ask, and another, like, really, really good question to ask is, why haven't you had Skyrim on this console yet? Like, if you're already working with Bethesda, and if you already have the Elder Scrolls Online on your console, and apparently part of the Dark Heart of Skyrim year-long adventure, I don't know what that is, but it's like, if you're already going to have the Elder Scrolls Online on your console, why wouldn't you take it a step further and then put on Skyrim? Like, that's, like, every console tries to have Skyrim because it's just a long-ass game. It's a fun-ass game. It has a lot of expansions, a lot of great expansions, I might add. It's like, just put it on your console. It's, I mean, it's there, I guess, to help extend the library, I guess. A lot of content. Put it on. See what happens.
The Elder Scrolls Online came out last month on Stadia, free as part of Stadia Pro. It's only free to claim until July 16th, so add it to your collection today, and you can...
That's tomorrow. Technically for you, that's today, but that's tomorrow. July 16th is tomorrow. I thought that this entire library was going to be free. And it wasn't going to be like a timed library. So now you have to pay for Elder Scrolls Online? Well, I guess that makes sense that they're doing this right now because, to, like, market their game. So I guess it makes sense that they would try and, like, put on, what's it called? Elder Scrolls Online. I don't know. Just find a way to get more games on your damn console. That's going to be, like, and find a way to, like, have developers on your console as well. Like, obviously Google is, like, this $100 billion company, and so is, like, Microsoft. I think Microsoft is worth, like, 20 billion, maybe not 100 billion, but, like, 20 billion. Like, I feel like if Google had pushed a lot more weight, put a lot of its weight onto this console, I think this console would have actually been something really, really cool. Especially when you consider, like, if you had actual developers develop games for your console as well, like, exclusively. I think that would have been kind of interesting as well.
Keep playing as long as you keep your Stadia Pro subscription. After the 16th, the Elder Scrolls Online will still be available to buy in the Stadia store. If you've been questing across Tamriel for years, good news. The Elder Scrolls Online on Stadia supports cross-play and cross-progression with PC and Mac. That means you can take your experience, items, and friends with you, wherever you take Stadia.
I have another question. Alright, so beyond essentially paying $9, like $9.99 for the game, right? Because that's a weird. That's so like if I have the game already on PC and Mac, and if I've been playing it for years, why would I then buy it on Stadia? I mean, I'm just, like, logically speaking, why would I buy it on, like, I don't know. It's not my question to answer, it's theirs.
Ready to play right now? You can click to play with the link in the description.
Can I click to play on the link in the, where is it? Yeah, they have, like, wait. Yeah, they have it right here. By the way, one of the funniest things about this video, and I noticed this, right? Hold on. They have like 1 million. They have 1 million views, right? Because this is supposed to be like a graphic or whatever, right? They have like 1 million views for their video that they're using, like or their example, right? And they only have like 168,000 on the actual video, but they have more views on their made up video that they have than on the actual video. This is hilarious. Awesome.
Ready to play right now?
Awesome stuff.
You can
I
click
find
to
that
play
hilarious.
with the link in the description. Next up, more adventures from gaming's most serious action hero.
I think I saw this, and I was like, "Oh wow, this looks like a more open, worse version of Doom Eternal." Like, yeah, it looks literally exactly like that. I have no idea what this is. But doesn't it look literally exactly like Doom Eternal? Except worse? It's definitely still in development because it's not optimized. But it looks cool. Like, I like the unique enemy types and stuff like that. My only question is, like, DPS and stuff like that. And how a lot of this stuff would work, right? Because there's a lot of, like, enemies here. Like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I think there's probably 2 more to the left and then 2 more to the right. So there's going to be, like, 8 or 9 people, like, flying in these hoverboards. Like, how does this work exactly? And then more. And then there's these guys that explode. I gotta ask, like, how does this work and what are you doing? Because it looks like this game is kind of early, you know? Early on in its development. Like, they have some levels built, they have some of the mechanics that they want in the game. I don't know. But if this is like the finished product, that's not good. Serious Sam 4. I'm gonna look it up on my phone. When does that game come out? I have a Cyberpunk article as well that I don't want to get rid of. I know that it's a series, but when is it supposed to be out? August 2020. So again, a month, but no release date. Why would you try to make this trailer that looks like a kid's cartoon, make it sound like some type of action horror thriller? Like, I wish that if you're listening to this and you're not seeing it, I wish that you could see, like, how cartoonish this looks, because it looks like it in cartoonish in, like, a good way. Like, it looks like a kid's game. But I've never played this game. I didn't even hear about this game until right now. But, like, it looks like a kid's game, and they're like, this is action horror. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it's all about.
This next game is totally original, absolutely weird, and just as much fun. Sing your way through one hand clapping.
That's it. That's it. One hand clapping. That's the game. That's the game. I have no idea. No idea what you're doing in it. I have no idea. I don't. And I don't like to be harsh. But I learned literally nothing from this. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm playing. I barely even know what I'm watching. You have this guy saying, like, it sounds like I'm singing it. That's, oh man. All right. I thought that it was going to be about clapping and not actually singing. But then another, like, hand in the sky, hand in the air. I have a question. How do you sing? Do you sing like, I think they give you a headset. Do you sing in like the microphone in the controller? Like, I don't know. I hate to point out so many flaws in this, but I don't know. We'll see. Technically though, everybody has a microphone. Like, I mean, I have my Beats on right now. They technically have a microphone in like the button that you click to like adjust the sound, right? And in like all of the headsets or the earbuds, the wired ones, because I know everybody has wireless now, but the wired ones, they have the button that you press, and that's like one of the ways that you speak. And then I think the headphones, like the wireless ones, they even have, I think, microphones. So I guess you would do it that way. We'll see. I just wish that they would explain some of this stuff. You know, I know that they only have 20 minutes, and sometimes it's good to not necessarily have like a long ass press conference or expo or whatever you want to call it. But I might be interested. I don't know. I don't know what it's about.
As the last remnants of humanity destroy themselves, the signal is still out there. And with it lies the key to our salvation. We journey from the ruins of our old world and into what lies beyond.
The things I've seen, even I do not believe them.
Where I am taking these two, there's no coming back.
You think you're dreaming?
What the?
This is real.
Get on!
Do what you were sent here for! Go! Beyond the frontier!
It's the end of the goddamn world out there.
All this persistence, this world is crashing down. And what will be left?
Beyond here, there's only death.
I'm finding that signal.
What? Outriders. I'm not even going to begin with trying to like ask how many like describe to you how many questions I have. The issue with having like trailers like this, where it's obviously a complex world, a complex universe, a complex like story and things of that nature. The issue with having this is that if you show me this and you don't really show me gameplay, like I'm gonna lose interest in it immediately because I have no idea what's going on. Right? Unless you're an established series, like if God of War came out and if they had a trailer, I would be excited for it because it's another God of War game. But I can't be excited for Outriders when I have no idea what it is. Continuing forward.
Some games are so challenging and precise that even when you fail, you can't wait to come back for more. We're proud to announce the first Stadia game coming from the legendary developers at From Software. Test your skills with the 2019 game.
Whoa, is this an exclusive? Is this an exclusive?
You can't wait to come back for more. We're proud to announce the first Stadia game coming from the legendary developers at From Software. Test your skills with the 2019 Game of the Year, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
確かにもらい受けた。
So, obviously, I thought it was an exclusive. I was wrong. Yeah, again, it's increasing your library of games. Sekiro, great game. Jedi: The Fallen Order was my game of the year. But, not a lot much more to say about Sekiro because, you know, it's still a great game. And, again, expanding your library helps. But, like, I don't know. I like it, but I thought that I was disappointed. I was like, oh, wait, is this an exclusive from software? And no, it's not. I guess that's why I was disappointed. I let my hopes get way too high. But yeah, getting Sekiro is great. It's exactly what I was talking about with Skyrim. It's one of those games where it's like you can sink a lot of time into it, and it's a fun game. So, you know, props to Stadia for going out and getting Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Is it Sekiro? I've heard people say it's Sekiro or Sekiro. I've heard different enunciations, but, you know, here we go with PUBG. Let's see what they got. Gameplay. No gameplay? Really? No gameplay for Battlegrounds? Okay. All right. Season 8 coming to Stadia July 3rd. No gameplay. Wow. Okay. If you are listening online, or not online, but if you are listening via the multiple places where you can pick up 24's podcast, that was a advertisement for the Hitman Trilogy series. Stadia has it. I think they're going to have it in September. Again, month, but no actual date. We'll see when it comes out. But again, talking about Skyrim, talking about Sekiro, it's another addition to the library. This is the way. This is how you build a console. You know, because I consider Stadia a console and a streaming service. This is how you build it. They're doing what they can. I'll give them props. They're doing what they can. I like the moves that they're going for instead of, you know, saying, well, we're going to have a streaming service. It's like, no, you're going to have games. Have games. Put games on it. That's how you get people on your console. Not a lot of people, considering how far behind the curve you are, considering going into next generation, PS5, Xbox Series X, literally right down the road, and then Nintendo in a couple of years is going to come out with another Breath of the Wild. Like, you're far behind the curve, but you're starting to, like, I won't say catch up, but you're starting to, like, close the gap inch and inch and inch at a time. And that's literally what you need to do sometimes. It's not about swinging for the fences. It's getting a single, not a home run.
Some of the games you'll be playing on Stadia in 2020 and beyond. Now here's my teammate Khaled to tell you more.
Hi, I'm Khaled from Stadia Games and Entertainment. Our team creates and publishes games for Stadia in partnership with some of the most talented studios around the world. We're excited to announce just a few of the studios we are working with. Harmonix, the masters of music, delivering rhythm and passion to everything they do. Uppercut Games, specializing in environmental storytelling and boundless creativity. And Supermassive Games, the masters of horror gaming, bringing 10 years of award-winning expertise to Stadia. Later this year, we'll be sharing more about what these talented studios are working on. But today, we're thrilled to give you a look at 2 of the games coming this year from Stadia Games and Entertainment. Let's start with a new creation from the shooter specialists at Splash Damage. We're proud to introduce Outcasters.
Sur mon lit à bouffer sa langue en buvant prends mon whisky quant à moi un peu dormi, vite et bris, mais j'ai dû dormir dans la gouttière où j'ai eu un flash en 4 couleurs. Allez hop, banana, c'est tiré, c'est barré, enfin c'est marre à tout casser, les pieds de barbe laissant seul comme un grand colère.
Oh yeah!
I barely know what happened or what was going on, but I like it. So, because a lot of what they were doing in this game trailer that they provided was kind of just like, you know, sound effects and a song and stuff like that. Again, for audio listeners, it's kind of hard to describe, but pretty much it's like you're curving. It's a top-down shooter where you curve your shots around walls. You're a spellcaster, so you shoot out orbs and stuff like that. And it looks like there's really, really cool and neat environments. I don't really know what the gameplay is all about because, again, it's chopped up and edited footage, and it's hard to, like, get a read on what's going on. But it also looks like there's battle royale elements where parts of the map, they get shrunk probably, or not shrunk, but they get gassed, like how, you know, PUBG has the gas and Fortnite has a storm and every battle royale has an enclosing map and space and stuff like that. It's pretty much like that. I guess in some modes. It looks like there's other modes as well. But it seems interesting. It seems fun. Like, it's one of those games where it's just like, hey, you know, we're just going to have fun. And that's it. Which is why I was like, oh, this seems interesting. The way that the characters look, the music that they use, I was like, oh, this just seems like a fun game to play. Coming fall of 2020, and it seems like this is a Stadia exclusive. And again, question, when is it going to come out in the fall? That's a question.
We'll be showing you much more of Outcasters this fall. But now, let's take a look at the return of a revolutionary tower defense series from our friends at Robot Entertainment. Get ready to play Orcs Must Die 3.
if you've ever seen like Fortnite before, Fortnite was a battle royale, and how essentially you were trying to like protect people from zombies and stuff like that, and the builds were supposed to like help you out and stuff like that. This pretty much looks like Fortnite. It's like, oh, it looks like how characters could place buildings and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this is Fortnite before Fortnite was a battle royale.
You can play Orcs Must Die 3 for free right now. All you need is Stadia Pro. It's that simple. Just click and play. Stadia Pro is just one way to get games. All of the games available on Stadia, including the ones you saw today, can also be purchased individually through the Stadia store. We can't wait to see how you're using Click to Play to enjoy all the games on Stadia. Share your stories with us and you could be featured in an upcoming Stadia Connect. Thanks for watching. You just learned about a new way to get to your games with Click to Play. You saw more games to play on Stadia, and you got your very first glimpse of what's coming from Stadia Games and Entertainment. We're just getting started. There's a lot more coming soon. See you on Stadia.
Good place to pause and end. What do I think about Stadia now? Do I think that Stadia is still a gimmicky console? Yes and no. I still think the primary features of it, streaming and stuff like that, streaming games, is still very prominent on the console. But it looks like now they're starting to actually become a way more legitimate console, where, and I'm referring to it from now on not as a streaming service, but as a console, even though that there's a lot more streaming, like, it seems to be more of a streaming service than a console, but I'll call it a console, just, you know, to not, just so it's easier for me and for you to understand what it is. Do I think that the console actually is like better now than it was probably a year ago? Yes, it seems like they're moving in the general direction that you would want a console to go into. My only question is it way too late already? Especially because the PS5 and the Xbox Series X is going to come out in the next couple of months. And then on top of that, I constantly keep on hearing, like, I just sold my Nintendo Switch to a friend for like $300. Like $300. And they were like, well, I can't find a Nintendo Switch anywhere. Like, I can't find a Nintendo Switch because everybody wants to play Animal Crossing and shit like that. So it's like, is Stadia one of the consoles that people want to play, or is it just like I don't know. Stadia to me has a lot of work to do, but they are moving generally in the right direction. It's just, will it be as good as the Xbox Series X and the PS4? PS5. Is it as good as the Xbox One and the PS4 right now? No, I don't think so. It's like it's not even like the Wii U, because at least with the Wii U you had games. You just had this clunky way to play the games. With Stadia, you don't have games, and then you have clunky ways to play the games. And then you have like different marketing schemes and marketing ploys and like ways that you want to go when it comes to like how you want this console to be. And it's like, well, like, what exactly do you want to do with this console? Is my question. And how do you want to do it? Because I don't think it's one-to-one. I think it's a lot more nuanced than like, we're going to have games and we're going to put games on this console and things of that nature. I don't think it's that simple anymore, because you're way behind. Like, if you were if this was a marathon and you had to run like 23 or 26, I don't know how many miles it is, but like, let's say they're 23 miles, I think the PS4, the Xbox One, and PC have already run like 22, and you're just getting started. And you're fat and unathletic and you're out of shape, and they're like athletes running like 23 miles. So, anyways, that's it. That's it. This has been 24's podcast, the best video gaming and sports podcast on the entire internet. If you like this podcast, you can find this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and RadioPublic. Pretty much where you can find any podcast, you can find my podcast, 24's podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, until my next podcast, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.